decided to start recording this, and I'm pretty sure I hear a kid upstairs crying. I don't know if it's being picked up on the microphone. I kind of hope that it is, because that's the life that I live in, a fucking shitty little apartment. But you know, I don't know why I decided to hit record and I not just wait. Oh, he's there. He's crying again, and not just wait like maybe an hour until the little bastard shuts up. Oh man. I was trying to figure out a name to do with the name gag. I was thinking of maybe doing Denise. Hey, Denise, stop doing cocaine, okay? Just because you fucking shop with coupons and save all this money doesn't mean you're actually saving money when you use it all on blow, okay? Thought I'd get that out the way. Such a stupid gag. All right, so for today's episode, it might be a bit of a twofer. And I'll do the second movie. I'll reveal in just a second. I'll do the second movie a little later on because it's actually a brand new movie that has just come out. So there will be possibly spoilers about it. So in case somebody hasn't seen it and they want to just listen to the first part of this and then skip the last part, you can do so. But the first movie that I wanted to talk about was the Wolf of Wall Street. It's a bit of a newer one. I mean, I didn't really want to just limit myself to movies that were like before 2000s. I mean, I heard a lot of people tell me that they loved Wolf of Wall Street and that. I mean, I heard about it for a while, and it's one of those that I wanted to get around to seeing. So it's probably one of the newer ones that are on the list. I'm not too sure yet, but I mean, the list is just kind of growing and it's still like a kind of a work in progress. But yeah, so I saw that today. The second movie that I actually wanted to talk about, which can be skipped because it just kind of aligned with things, was the new Batman movie starring Robert Patterson, which I actually really much enjoyed. I'll tell you that so far. Saw that the other day, and then I know I also put a poll up on Twitter a couple days ago, asking for, I think I gave like 4 different movies. I think it was like Rocky, Schindler's List, 2001: Space Odyssey, and I can't remember what the third one was, but I think Schindler's List was the winner. So that one will be for next week. The Wolf of Wall Street, actually, I didn't watch the movie just quite yet, but I knew I was gonna watch it for this week's episode because I saw on my TV it said it was a free movie. So I'm like, all right, well, I might as well watch it while it's free. That was a mistake, though, because of the ads. It already added ads on top of a 3-hour movie, and the timestamp was for like 3 hours and 20, I think 20 minutes, 25, I think even closer, maybe 30 minutes. So it was about 30 minutes worth of ads, and it was just so, like, it started getting irritating after a while because there was this one stupid fucking ad. I don't know if I should give the company name, but they have this annoying jingle that's just 3 notes. It's supposed to have some heartwarming, good, feely fucking message behind it, which makes me feel like an asshole complaining about it. But after watching it, like, Jesus Christ, I don't even know, maybe like 20 times in this ad, and then there was 2 different variations of the ad that would play one after another. I love when advertisers do that. So I'm listening to this stupid fucking jingle that they got 2 times over while like 2 different people narrate the same stupid fucking message. It was about like healthcare or something like that. I don't know. I don't even really understand what it was trying to advertise. Maybe a hospital. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it because every single time the ads came on, I went and fucking did something else. I sat there on my phone. I didn't write down any notes. I think I'm just gonna quit the notes thing. Maybe for some movies I might, but this one I didn't. But because it really, for this movie, it seemed like a nonstop, just kind of awesome party. It seemed like that was what was really going on the majority of this movie. I loved it, I will say, and it wasn't just for all the fucking TNA that was in it. It just this kind of this wild party that Jordan or Leonardo DiCaprio's characters playing throughout the whole movie, I thought was just really funny, and how it kind of had that story of rising up at. Oh, I just dropped something. Hold on. Come on. It always has to fall like right underneath my desk. This sort of rising up story of him. It shows him in the current state where it's, he's got all this money and power and whatnot, and then shows him how he started out working for a big stockbroker, and then going to some shitty little, it looked like a strip mall sort of uh, stockbroker office, and kind of building it up from there. I like that. I like to see how he started things off, but it just it was so funny to me how quickly it went from him being so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, being like, no, I only jerk off like maybe 3 times a week. No, I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. To doing expired Quaaludes that kicked in and made him almost, as he called it, the cerebral palsy stage, which I thought was a really great scene. Him talking to the PI, and then he's starting to slur his words, and actually goes. I thought he was going to have a stroke. I thought it was going to end up with him maybe going to the hospital, because it was like, I mean, I don't know how some drugs may fuck people up, but I don't know if that was accurate. But I was like, Jesus Christ, he actually is brain dead. He is so numb, and that he's. I love this inside monologue, or sort of like narrating that he's giving, being like, all right, brain, walking doesn't work anymore. All right, let's try crawling. How does my daughter do it? Jesus Christ, she makes this look so fucking easy. And I think they did something with the steps there too, where I think when he was looking down, they made them longer, but then like shots where it was like how far he was from his car, they were a lot less steps. I don't know if that must have been on purpose, because I know later in that scene he gets arrested for like suspected DUI or something like that, because they find that his car's all mangled to shit. But in the scene before, it's like, oh, it looked like he got home safely, but it snaps, and it's like, oh, that wasn't what actually had happened. Here, let's play out the actual events that had happened. So maybe that was kind of a little like foreshadowing that his brain on the Quaaludes weren't his perspective wasn't right. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking tired. I'm stuttering really bad. I love that scene. I don't know if there's really much to talk about in this one. I mean, if it felt like for 3 hours, it did kind of go by fast for me. But I can't really. I was trying to sit back and think about like what there was to talk about, because it was like, all right, it's. I loved it. I thought it was, like I said, really fun. Like how he's just so ridiculously wealthy, and how it's just like this douchey, pompous lifestyle that he's living. I mean, even when the cops went to go, when he actually he invited the cop or the FBI agent over so that he could try to blackmail him. And it was like, oh, you guys want some lobster, some caviar, all this other stuff. And then like, even when like the deal kind of went through and he's starting to get salty, he's still got this really douchey. It's like he's throwing like $100,000 off the yacht, being like, oh, here's your yearly salary here, guys. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna go have a hooker eat or lick caviar off my balls. Like, yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know if it was the same kind of character change that I saw in like something like The Godfather, where it went from somebody who was so, I guess I should say, sort of humble, being dragged into like dirty business. And then he almost had that moment of redemption that I felt, where he could have given the company over to his friend there, Donnie, played by Jonah Hill, and avoid any further criminal activity or any sort of charges or anything like that. But of course, being so full of himself, I guess he made a good point where, he told all of his employees that they should work with the idea of never taking no as an answer when trying to sell like stock and stuff like that. And he's basically taking no as an answer so he could avoid like jail time, and then going back on the SEC. I think that was the SEC deal, so that he wouldn't get thrown into jail. I was like, okay, I mean, like, I knew that was probably going to happen. Like, I had a feeling that he was going to go back on it. It's like, it's just not his character. I mean, he had that slight moment of clarity when he's looking at his daughter on the horse there, and they're talking and be like, it's a good idea. Just fucking do it. You have all this goddamn money. What are you going to do with it? You can step back now. But of course, he didn't, why would he? But, something I did want to also touch upon, which I thought, did I just step on? Dude, my desk is so nasty. Something I wanted to touch upon, which I thought was funny in the last episode, how it was, what was it? Jonah Hill was saying how he had married his first cousin. Oh, but that's weird. That's weird in that sense, and I agree that it's weird. But it's funny that was it Godfather Part 3? It was completely fine if she's fucking her cousin. You know what I mean? Even Leo's like, oh, you had kids? Or have you had kids with them? What if they come out? Or no, I think he said he did have kids. It's like, what if you get a kid that's, a little in the head, It's like, oh, I love how they played you there being like, Jonah Hill saying, oh, I'll just take him out to a field and say, go run free, be with your own kind or something like that. Go make baby banthas. But then being like, nah, I'm just kidding. I'd have him institutionalized. So he's like, wait, so the cousin marrying thing is still real? You did marry your first cousin? I love how his explanation for that is, well, she was really hot and like everybody want to fuck her. So it's like, if I'm going to protect her. So like if anybody's going to fuck my cousin, it's going to be me. So like she's not getting fucked by other guys. And it's like, I'm what? No, I don't agree with your logic there, my dude. Okay. Sure thing. But thank God you won't just let your special needs child run free in a field. You'll go and get them institutionalized, which I still don't think is really a good thing to do. But all right, whatever. Maybe you should have choked on that piece of ham or bologna or something like that. I thought that was so great, that scene too, where he's watching the Popeye cartoon, and he gets the idea that, I'm high off these Quaaludes. You know what I'm going to do? Just like Popeye takes spinach, I'm going to take a shit ton of cocaine so that it kind of counteracts it, so I have enough strength to save him. I'm sitting there trying to piece together, like, what's his plan here? What is he trying to do? What is the Popeye thing gotta do here? And then once he fucking dumps a whole bottle of cocaine in his nose, I'm like, oh, okay, that's his superpower. That's his, like, special Popeye-esque spinach. I thought that was wicked funny. I won't really touch much upon all the TNA in this movie. It's I don't know. That's something everybody kept telling me about. It's like, oh, dude, you got to watch Wolf of Wall Street because you get to see Margot Robbie naked. And it's like, okay. What about the other 3 hours of the movie? Anything else about that movie that is also great? I'm not saying that scene isn't great, or any scene with her or anybody else isn't great. I'm a man. I'll admit it. I love it. But it's still a 3-hour movie. If I wanted 3 hours of that, I'd fucking compile like the best of Pornhub or something. But I guess it adds to the whole like rich playboy sort of lifestyle that these stockbrokers have, where it really is just like a nonstop party for them, and almost like an adrenaline rush when they work. I wish work was that fun. I work at I won't give that many details, but I work at a shitty retail job. I wish they brought in some hookers and blow for us every once in a while. But all we get is a fucking $5 Dunks gift card giveaway and some free cologne that they, like cologne samples, the things that will only last me probably like a month or two. Maybe if I use them sparingly and put a little bit of water in them. Yeah, free cologne doesn't match how awesome hookers and blow would be. Just saying. But maybe I might get my stockbroker license. If this is the life that he's promising. That also reminds me of the. I thought this was so funny, the infomercial filming scene where it's. I guess it was 2 years after his near-death experience, which I thought was a really good. Like finally, he sees some clarity. He sees a jet that was going to go out to get him get blown up while he's being rescued. And then after that point, he's like, all right, maybe I should clean up my act. Maybe I should go sober and try to go legitimate. And even then, he still ends up being charged or indicted, however the court system works, for the stuff that he did years prior. But I thought that was so funny in that scene where he's trying to film the infomercial. That's just, it really rolls off of one of those not Ponzi schemes, but those like, oh, I can make you rich kind of schemes. And then right at the end of it, there, he's getting out of the helicopter. The FBI agents show up during the filming. I don't know. I thought that was a really funny scene. This movie really was filled with a lot of funny scenes, and that's why when I saw like it said it was like a drama. Oh, hold on. Of course, as usual, I also have the Wikipedia and like Google page. So it says that it's a drama comedy, and I definitely feel like that was it. I think on the listing thing for the TV sort of free, I think it was Pluto TV. It said that it was just a drama, but I definitely feel like it was a lot more lighthearted than just like a plain straight faced drama, which I thought was really fun, especially for like a Scorsese film. Definitely a lot of, I think some of the best characters that I thought, wait, was this? Wait, was the guy who was the actual Jordan Belfort in this movie? It says Auckland ST. What part did he play in it? It gets cut off. Yeah, for a Scorsese film, I thought that it was really great. And some of the characters, like Jonah Hill's character, even Matthew McConaughey's character, who's only in it for a little while. John Bernthal. I keep saying Bernthal, like Tylenol. Why do I keep saying that? Bernthal. Jesus Christ. What did the actual Jordan fucking guy play as? It said he was in the movie. I didn't recognize him because I didn't. Auckland Straight Line Host. Auckland Straight Line. Who the hell was that? Hold on. Let me look that up. Everything just falls off my desk. Hold on. Let me put a pause on my recording and clean this shit up. All right. This is going to be the most chaotic and probably the worst episode so far. What is this? Auckland Straight Line Host. Who the hell was that? Where was he in the movie? I don't see him. Okay. I guess he was there. I don't know. Oh, wait. Whoa, hold on. Get some spicy details. Real Wolf of Wall Street sues film studio for 300 mil. Man, you really are the same kind of piece of shit that they portrayed you as, huh? What is this? Real Wolf of Wall Street sues? Wow, this is in January of 2020. Jordan Belfort, the former stockbroker whose story inspired the hit movie Wolf of Wall Street, is suing the filmmakers for $300 million. Apparently, and then it just gives it to pounds because I think this is BBC. Why is he doing it, though? Or why did he do it? He played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Claims that Red Granite State Productions lied about him being legitimately funded when he sold the rights to his story. The company's lawyer described Belfort's lawsuit as desperate and supremely ironic. So so I'm not the only one that thinks, wow, the guy that they portrayed as a piece of shit, stockbroking, asshole, drug user, wife abuser, is also suing this film studio for an extra bit of cash because he's a greedy piece of shit. Red Granite Productions co-founder Reza Aziz was arrested on suspicion of money laundering. Whoa, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. The co-founder. Ugh. All right. He claims that Aziz concealed these criminal acts by funding sources from him and that he was blindsided over the true source of the company's funding. Hollywood producer Aziz is the stepson of former Malaysian prime. Okay, so this is a bit of a sticky situation. I don't really understand what's necessarily going on, but I feel like it's kind of dumb that he's suing them. I don't know. Look at all these nice little pictures that oh God, he's got some really, like, it almost looks like his face is photoshopped on some of these like book covers that he has. Maybe I should be careful what I say about him because he might also come after me for like $30 million. But hey, listen, they used your name in a movie and portrayed you as this guy saw me. How else am I supposed to see you? Maybe I'll read your little funny book. See what's up. I hate those. You ever had those English teachers that always tell you that the movies are always worse than the book because they always want you to try to read the book because that's a fundamental part of their job. Without you reading a book, they're screwed out of a job. Jesus, I always hate when what was it? They had us read. I'm kind of going off the off the off track here. But I remember they made me read. I think it was The Hobbit. I think it was the Hobbit series in my school, and only recently I wish I kind of saved it for this podcast idea, but I have seen Lord of the Rings. I've only seen it once though, so I might go back and rewatch those at a later date. I really got to stop with these 3-hour movies. I only watched this one because it was free. And Christ, how I think it's also long. What is it? Schindler's List. Fuck, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Great. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why can't I find like a nice 2-hour movie? I mean, even the Batman was 3 hours. I mean, it was great. You know, maybe I might get accustomed to just 3-hour movies. I don't know. I think when it's over 3 hours is when I start kind of groaning, but when it's at like exactly 3 hours and people tell me it's like, oh, it's a long movie, it's 3 hours long, I'm like, okay, whatever. But how long is the first Lord of the Rings? How long was I know it was long, and they kind of cut it. It's 2:58. The next one was almost 3 hours, like 2:59. Then the next one, all right, Return of the King's 3 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, I'll watch those later. I think probably at the point where I'm going to start revisiting some movies that I don't remember almost anything about. But yeah, we'll do that. What was I talking about? I got sidetracked. I already forgot what I was talking about. It was whatever. I was talking about English teachers. Oh, the Hobbit series. I forgot. Wait, never mind. The Hobbit series. They made us read the book. I barely read any of the book because I always hate the quota that they wanted us to meet every night was ridiculous. It was like, oh, get through 3 chapters of this book on top of all the other shit that I had to do. You know, this was like senior year of high school. On top of all the other stuff, your chemistry homework, your art projects, your all, you know, whatever. I need you to read this book. Now, for most people, that's easy. I'm assuming. I don't know. Because here's where my problem comes in. I'm an idiot. I read slow as hell. I need to reread things several times in order for me just to grasp what I am reading or try to catch themes and shit like that. Because the other problem is that when you come in the next day and you didn't read those 3 fucking chapters, you get like a surprise, or not really a surprise quiz. You know it was coming, but you know, my teacher always wanted to spice things up by saying, oh, it's a surprise quiz. It's not a surprise. I knew I was going to be doing this the next day, and I know I'm fucked because I didn't read. So it's you know, and on the quiz, it's always finding the stupid little messages and themes and all this other stuff that no reasonable person other than the teacher's pet in the class would have picked up on. It's trying to find those. And when I did read, I think it was like the first couple chapters I actually did read, I blew up I was decimated by the quizzes. I failed them so horribly because I didn't catch those stupid themes. And I hate it when they do that because it's put me off from watching The Hobbit for so long. It's not even like we would watch scenes of The Hobbit, and it's put me off from reading The Hobbit, which is a shame because I really liked Lord of the Rings. Luckily, they didn't touch much upon the Lord of the Rings. I think she assumed we already watched it. I don't really know. But I watched those films when I was out of high school, and it's like, oh man, it's a shame because I like these fantasy movies and stuff like that. But it's school just ruining things. There have been some like books and those sort of things that I do want to touch upon again or reread. I think reading's just always been put off for me because I've always been terrible at it. And if you're bad at reading and you have a really shitty English teacher, it's going to make your life a living hell. And that was my life in high school. God, I'm getting such bad acid reflux right now. I don't know if you could tell. All I've eaten today has been hot buffalo pretzel pieces and homemade mac and cheese, and it's not settling right in my stomach. I want to try to take a nap before doing this so that I kind of had more to talk about. Let me see. Let me read up on the Wikipedia because this kind of helps me out. It's definitely not a crutch. First major film to release exclusively through digital distribution. Was it really? Okay. Sparked controversy over its morally ambiguous depictions of events, lack of sympathy for victims, explicit sexual content, extreme profanity, depiction of hard drug use, and use of animals during production. Wait. How many animals did they... How many animals did they use in this movie? I know the horse scene, but what? What? Wait, what? Did I? Man, I'm dumb. Maybe I just didn't pick up on that. How many times did they use animals? So there was the horse that she was riding. Did they bring any animals into the office when they were partying, or did I just miss that? Because I feel like that's a stretch. I I can't think of any times that they used animals in this movie. They weren't on the boat. I know that when the boat sank. Wait. Let me. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's right. He had a chimpanzee. I'm sorry. Well, use of animals. Uses animals including a chimpanzee, a lion. I think that was in the opening. A snake. I remember that in his, on his like shoulders. A fish and dogs. I don't remember the dog. But I remember was it an actual fish that Jonah Hill like held over his mouth? Or was that CGI? I don't know. Wait, Wolf of Wall Street dog scene? Doge meme. Oh. What? What, you talking about the scene where they're fucking and the dog like tries to jump up? What? The angry little. Well, I don't get it. Why are they mad about that? I don't think they kicked the dog. I remember that they didn't kick the friggin' dog. The dog got a little pissy when Leah was putting his finger in front of its face, but I remember that much. But they didn't kick the dog off the bed. Okay, where is this? The chimpanzee and the lion provided by Big Cat Habitat Wildlife Sanctuary in Sarasota County, Florida. The 4-year-old chimpanzee Chance spent the time with actor Leonardo DiCaprio and learned to roller skate over the course of 3 weeks. Why did they make him do that? He held him in he was in there for like a minute. He was just holding the monkey. He had a little suit on. He looked adorable, but also those kinds of chimpanzees scare me because they got explosive tempers. Even those little like tiny monkeys that you see on TikTok, the ones that always have to wear diapers, what are they, like spider monkeys or something like that? Those ones scare me too because spider monkey. Is that the kind of monkey I'm thinking of? Oh, they kind of look like them. The little real tiny fellas. There's this TikToker who has one of those, and I think he opens up presents and stuff like that, and he gets amped up. He's like, "Oh my god, what did you get?" And he's like amping up the monkey, and then the monkey starts like jumping and starts like baring his teeth and like screeching. And I'm sitting there like, I don't like what's going on here. It's a tinier monkey, and I'd be way more afraid if it was a chimpanzee. But yeah, so it learned to roller skate over the course of over 3 weeks. The sanctuary also provided a lion named Handsome. Oh. Because the trading company depicted in the film used a lion as its symbol. Okay, yeah, I think I remember that. Danny Porish denied that there were any animals in the office, although he admitted to eating an employee's goldfish. Wait, what? Was that wait? Who the hell is Danny Porish? I'm assuming he worked on the movie. Starring, produced. I don't see him like in the immediate credits. So, but did Jonah actually was hospitalized after snorting? Oh my god, Jesus! Jonah Hill was hospitalized after snorting a large quantity of powdered vitamin D. Holy shit! Hold on, let me go back to the. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff here, man. This might actually go on for a little while. I like reading up on all the stuff that I did not know. 2009. December of 2013, prior to the film's premiere, the organization Friends of Animals criticized the use of the chimpanzee and organized a boycott of the film. Friends of Animals thinks the chimp suffered irreversible psychological damage after being forced to act. Wait, okay, am I missing the scene with the chimpanzee? He had it in the movie for like a second, right? Wait, Wolf of Wall Street chimpanzee. I'm like chimpanzee used in Wolf of Wall Street. Ridiculous stunts, cheap. Oh, okay. Oh, but hold on. This is also sponsored. This is also a video made by PETA. I don't think my Audacity is picking up on the audio. Thank God. Let me see. No, it's not. Okay. I'm just watching a video here. I don't even. It's a PETA video, which we all know how fantastic PETA is. So wait, Chance the Monkey. He's been used in productions. It's got this really sad, like piano music, and it's showing scenes of the Wolf of Wall Street scene in very slow motion because they have to stretch how long they used him in the movie. Like the Wolf of Wall Street. It pauses and it's zooming in on him right now. But today he's held at this roadside zoo. Tethered and yanked around by the neck. Oh. I mean, that's sad. Yeah. Oh, it's playing audio from it. What the fuck? Shouldn't Chance get to do what he wants? Shouldn't he get a chance? Okay, so I don't... I'll read the comments. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering. I'm watching this ridiculous video. I wish you could see it too. So they're saying that Chance was used in The Wolf of Wall Street, but then it's showing the sanctuary, not the sanctuary, but like the petting zoo or whatever the hell they got him doing, which I agree is wrong. They show footage here of him being like yanked around on the neck and stuff like that. I don't agree with that. I don't really see what he has to do with The Wolf of Wall Street though. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe my opinion is a dumb opinion, or just maybe I'm not seeing things clearly. But they probably just hired this monkey so that Leo could hold on to him for that one scene. They said they trained him to roller skate, which I don't agree with. I mean, he didn't even roller skate in the movie, but I mean, the production team behind Wolf of Wall Street isn't holding this monkey in this like. Cheap Trick Zoo that he's in. That's the Cheap Trick Zoo. Maybe they shouldn't have hired the Cheap Trick sort of zoo thing that they got him stuck in. But I don't know. Let me read some of the comments here. Monkeys should be in jail for assisting in fraudulent behavior of Stratton Oakmont. That monkey's bank account probably puts all of ours to shame. Oh, look who's talking. Leave this beautiful animal. Leave this beautiful animal. It is an end cruel. Okay, that broken English on that one. This breaks my heart to see. Okay, I mean, I agree with some of the. It is sad to see what's happening to him, but I don't. It's not really. Chimpanzee appears in outrageous trailer for Wolf of Wall Street. Just 28 seconds. He was literally 2 seconds. 2 seconds. What? This doesn't have like any. This has no views and no comments. Okay. Wow, now I'm really looking up this whole like chimpanzee thing. Hold on. I shouldn't be doing this live or while I'm recording. I'm sorry. But okay, so the whole chimpanzee thing is okay. He suffered irreversible psychological damage after being forced to act. I think that's what gets me, right? He was forced to act. He was held by Leo. There's more psychological, irreversible damage by the fucking cage that he's kept in by his owners. The film didn't do that to him. His owners did that to him. What? Who the hell are these friends of animals? Dude, I hate these. Like, I am so much for animals' rights and stuff like that. I hate seeing people who abuse animals, but I fucking hate when it's these animal organizations like PETA that don't know their ass from their elbows from actual animal rights, and it just kind of seems like they're using it as an excuse to, I don't even know. Like they have, I think, try to act bigger than themselves. I think that's what they're trying to do. That's what irritates me, right? Okay, who are friends of animals? I shouldn't walk into this article here. I'm getting so sidetracked right now. This isn't even about the movie anymore. Friends of Animals. I shouldn't be going into this Wikipedia page already pissed off at them. Maybe they're not as bad. It's just okay. Working to free animals around the world from cruelty and institutionalized exploitation. The organization's headquarters are in Darien, Connecticut, with an additional office in Chicago. It looks like they're just against animal testing. That's fine. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I should look deeper into them. That'll be off to the side. But I think it's if they're one of those that just sees an animal in a movie and they're immediately like they're suffering irreversible psychological damage, they were forced to act. That was against the dog's intentions, or they had a fucking bird fly off into the distance. Oh, that bird did not want to be on camera. I feel like that's gonna rub me the wrong way. Oh my God, wasn't there other things in this like whole other controversies that okay? The Guardian commented on the increasing criticism of Hollywood's use of animals, stating that the Wolf of Wall Street's use of a chimpanzee arrives as Hollywood comes under the ever-increasing scrutiny for its employment of animals on screen. Quote, PETA. Okay. Oh, that's not quote. Never mind. Hold on. That was the Guardian that said that. But then right next to it, PETA jumps in. Also launch a campaign highlight mistreatment of ape actors and a petition for DiCaprio not to work with great apes. What? Why is that his fucking problem? What? I think you know what? Just retract what I don't even really understand. I feel like I just don't understand. He was on I'm going to rewatch this. Hold on. Let me put a pause in the recording and find the fucking chimpanzee scene, because I'm only seeing like PETA specifically getting pissed off at the fact that he held a chimpanzee in the fucking movie. All right. I put a pause in it. So I'm reading just more. It just seems like PETA had an issue with it. It says that I guess the scene where he's dragging him around the office party, like traumatized the monkey. Are you interviewing the fucking monkey? Did you put a microphone up to that monkey and say, how did you think about your time on Scorsese film? Did you have irreversible? Did they give you drugs when you were on set? Okay, listen. I don't agree with them taking the monkey from this sketchy, like cheap trick show. It does look like they're abusing them, but then again, PETA has such a horrible track record of tampering with video and all this other stuff and trying to remove context clues. I mean, from what I saw, they were yanking him around on like a leash, and he was getting like, I don't like that. So it's kind of hard to say that was not doctored, but like them, taking certain clips out or twisting the narrative. So I don't agree with whatever organization they got the monkey from. But for them to be like, oh, Leonardo should stay away from great apes. Okay, no, they just should source them from a more humane source, like an animal sanctuary. I mean, they put a little suit on the fucking guy. PETA's the same people who are probably going after that guy with the TikTok who are like, oh, you own this monkey? That's horrible. The monkey should be in its own like habitat or whatever. Like, you don't know how they're taking care of that monkey. You don't know that. Am I just an idiot? I'm sorry. I'm probably going to get so much backlash on this, and I'll apologize because I'm just an idiot, but whatever. Speaking of Hobbit, it also says Wolf of Wall Street grossed 116. This is such a segue. 116.9 million in North America, internationally, with 19. I say Hobbit because I guess it was in North America. The film opened number 5 in its first weekend, just behind The Hobbit, Desolation of Smog, Frozen, Anchorman 2, and American Hustle. That's a movie I think I wanted to see, was American Hustle. Yeah, whatever. What are the other? Man, I'm really doing a deep dive on all these controversies because I didn't know about these. I'm sorry if I keep smacking my lip. Hold on, let me get a drink really quick. All right. I also put another pause on the recording. I'm sorry. But I was reading Thematic, Controversy, and Debate. These controversies are rubbing me the wrong way. Thematic controversy and debate. Various scholars and individuals have criticized the film as materialistic, encouraging greedy behavior, extreme wealth, and advocating for the infamous individuals portrayed in the film. Christina McDowell, whose father, Tom, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Prusalis, I say I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, and I did, worked in association with Jordan Belfort, accused the filmmakers of exacerbating our national obsession with wealth and status and glorifying greed with psychopathic behavior. She continues to emphasize the gravity and timely significance of Belfort's crimes, stating that The Wolf of Wall Street is a reckless attempt at continuing to pretend that these sorts of schemes are entertaining even as the country is reeling from yet another round of Wall Street scandals. Okay, that's not what I gathered from the movie, because throughout this whole 3-hour thing, I'm sitting there thinking, wow, these guys are scumbags. These guys are pieces of shit. They even admit to themselves that they are pieces of shit, and I feel like this is a good point to make, because it's still about the movie. It's not about animal rights or whatever. I think this is a good thing to touch upon. I did not think at one point in this movie that these people are good people. I never... I hate it when it's like, oh, this is glorifying this behavior. It's like people who say that video games are glorifying violence and, you know, oh, it's horrible. Oh my God, this video game has a 30-hour campaign that's just killing and guns and fucking war crimes. It's like, okay, yeah, but that's what but why do you think that this is being glorified? Why do you think that people who are playing this think that this is awesome? Or like, how do you not understand that people can look at this and be like, no, these are bad acts? Like, I'm not looking at a World War II game and seeing, you know, the rise of Nazi Germany and being like, oh, this is awesome. This is the rise of Nazi Germany. No, you seeing them like fucking, I think like World at War would have like scenes of people getting mowed down with like flamethrowers or whatever. I'm not sitting there thinking, wow, those guys are awesome. No, I'm thinking, no, they're fucking war criminals. I'm sitting here watching this movie, seeing all these Wall Street brokers, not thinking to myself, oh my God, these guys are awesome. Oh, they're rich, they're powerful, they got all this money. No, you see them as these pompous douchebags who are doing drugs and fucking exploiting women. But that's the point of the movie, right? These aren't supposed to be good people. So why is it saying that it's glorifying greed and psychopathic behavior? Oh, because it's being shown on screen? I'm sorry. Isn't that what Jordan did? He wrote a book about how he became a powerful stockbroker and all that. I don't know. Maybe that's something I'm missing out on is Jordan's book. I don't know how it differs from the movie, because apparently he also did not like this that much. But I think sitting here saying that they're exacerbating the national obsession with wealth and status and glorifying greed and psychopathic behavior. Hold on. Does that not actually happen? I mean, it's so jarring when you hear somebody who's rich do something good, right? It's because you know why? Because there's so many rich people out there who are pieces of shit. You got politicians, CEOs of powerful companies doing all this awful stuff, and you know that they're powerful and what am I trying? They're powerful and rich. I was gonna say powerful and in power. I'm sorry. When I get mad, my points start making less sense. All right, I'm not going to name any famous CEOs, but there's some that are in the tech industry that love to leak your data. There's ones that are in how should I put, like shipping, retail, stuff like that. I'm not going to name names, but the person I'm thinking about is like a real life Bond villain who abuses employees and goes to fucking space because he can, yeah. They're some of the richest fucking people out there. What do you think that they're doing? You think that you hear about one philanthropist CEO, and it really is jarring. They're not all philanthropists. You know what I mean? They're not. What do they do with all this wealth? You know, it's God, it's so annoying to me, because I didn't see it as glorifying any of this. It's whatever. I think my point's been made. In response, Leonardo DiCaprio defending himself from criticism. Variety journalist Whitney Friedlander describes the film as 3 hours of cash, drugs, hookers, repeat. Okay. Once again, how is that a bad thing? Yeah, 3 hours of that, but In the end, he still loses. His wife divorces him. It comes to terms with that, or not really comes to terms, but he still has that drug problem. When she tried taking away the kids, he immediately broke his sobriety. He still ended up in jail. He had to rat out on all of his associates, and now he's like some fucking inspirational speaker or something like that. He didn't. I mean, it didn't really touch upon what his current status of wealth is, but I'm willing to bet that it's not nearly as good as it was when he was at his peak stockbroker phase. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about like the actual Jordan. I'm just talking about this Jordan Belfort character in the movie, you know? So yeah, even if it's 3 hours of cash, drugs, hookers, repeat, it doesn't end in like, you know, I think that also plays with the previous point that I wanted to make. It's not, it didn't glorify anything, because in the end they still lose. It's like looking at all of these mob movies and being like, oh, they're glorifying street violence, criminal undergrounds, you know, mafia, that kind of stuff. Okay, but there's a common theme in all these movies is that they lose in the end. It doesn't end well. You see how it affects people's families. You see how or their families. You see how it affects just the lives of people around them. And in the end, they're going to get busted and they're going to face jail time. They're not going to live happily ever after. They're going to get killed. They're going to end up in jail, or they're just going to end up with everything that they had gone. I mean, fucking Henry Hill wasn't a gangster at the end of Goodfellas. He literally said that he's a nobody. He lives in witness protection, eating shitty food. You know what I mean? I didn't walk away from Goodfellas being like, oh, I want to become a gangster. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it ends horribly for him. You know, should I just keep reading this? This is just, I'm so heated, and I have my air conditioner off, so there's no white noise in the background. Friedlander argues that the film is a celebration of this lifestyle. Once again, no, it's not, and argues that short-lived extreme wealth and extraordinary experiences are superior to the societally normal behavior. Sorry if I didn't say that word right. There are those like Nicole Tenbrink. Wow, what the hell? Tenbrink. So her name is Tenbrink, Ten, but there's no space, and then Brink just okay. The B is capitalized. I'm sorry. I don't know why I was so caught up on that. Vice President of Marketing and Membership at Risk and Insurance Management Society, who believes that the film is a cautionary tale of what can happen when fraud is left unchecked. She describes Belfort's business acumen, his talent in communicating and selling his ideas, and his ability to motivate others as offering valuable license for risk professionals as they seek to avoid similar pitfalls. Okay, so I agree that she says that it believes it's a cautionary tale of what can happen when fraud is left unchecked. I still don't see it as glorifying any of this, but whatever. All right, what else here? There's a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if I want to touch upon it. Alleged $1 MDB million. What is this? What does 1MDMB stand for? Whatever. It says an alleged 1MDMB connection and subsequent red granite lawsuit. I don't know. I don't really understand that, so I won't really touch upon that. Then there's Jordan Belfort's reception. In an interview with London Real, Jordan Belfort commented on the film's depiction of himself and Stratton Oakmont. In this interview, Belfort mentions that the film did an excellent job at describing the overall feeling of those years, stating that the commandery, the insanity, and the insanity, that was accurate. Regarding his use of drugs, Belfort mentions that this was actual habits were much worse. Okay, so he was much worse of a drug addict. I mean, you saw Leo doing drugs almost every second that he could, and he says that it was much worse than was his actual habits were much worse than what was depicted in the film, stating that he was on 22 different drugs in the end. Belfort also analyzes that major inaccuracies regarding the film's oversimplification of Stratton Oakmont's gradual transition from advocating for speculative stocks in order to build Help America for committing crimes. During the interview, he says he didn't like hearing oversimplified and blunt depictions of his crimes because it made me look like I was just trying to rip people off. While unhappy these practices, Belfort does acknowledge the cinematic benefits of oversimplifications as a very easy way in 3 hours to move the audience emotionally. Okay, at least he admitted that he acknowledges the cinematic benefits of oversimplification, because I'm not going to sit there and watch a 3-hour movie and have them do a deep dive and a further explanation on how the company was run, because then I'm just going to watch a fucking documentary on a stockbroker company. It'd be boring. It wouldn't be an enjoyable film. But at least he touched upon that, because I was starting to get, I felt my blood pressure rising when he said that he didn't like how it was oversimplifying. Why couldn't I say that? His work. Whatever. There's just other stuff here. It looks like they say like, there's so many times that they say fuck and shit and tits and ass. Who goddamn fucking cares? Who fucking cares? I mean, it's the real world. I mean, come on. Everything can't be a Disney movie. Whatever. That was a good little deep dive. There's the audience response, which I don't know. I guess it just goes into saying how people were saying that there's probably too much. Wait. The film received an average grade of C on the A+ to F scale on audience surveyed from CinemaScore, the lowest rating of any film that week. But the film is like, I'm seeing like it was really well received now. It's weird that I think that's why all these controversies and stuff kind of took me off guard, because it looks like it's like 92% liked. It's 8.2 on IMDb, 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. But that's Rotten Tomatoes. And 4.4 out of 5 on Vudu. People liked it. I'm seeing stars across the board of several Amazon reviews, or like where you can purchase it. There's like 5 stars. All right. How should I wrap this up? Good movie. I loved it. I didn't see anything blatantly wrong with it. Like, I mean, I thought a lot of these controversies, I think it's just really funny and it gets me a little heated. But yeah, I think I'll do it for this segment. Now we'll go into, wow, we're at 52 minutes of me just rambling. I'm going to go back and listen to this and just hear how bad it is. All right. Now I just want to quickly touch upon another movie that I saw. This is kind of a two-parter, but it is a new movie, and I might touch upon some spoilers. So if you don't want to hear anything about the new Batman movie starring Robert Patterson, Pattinson? Fuck. Robert Pattinson. Got to get that right. Okay. If you don't want to hear anything about the new The Batman movie, you can just end it here. I'll do a quick plug. I'm live on twitch.tv at Untoten Slayer. That's UNTOTEN Slayer, SLAYER. Twitch.tv. Also check out my friend's podcast on Spotify and Twitch as well at Genre Orama. But yeah, so let me get into the Batman segment of this one. So yesterday I saw the movie. Got some tickets from it because a friend of mine works at the movie theater. I didn't really have any intentions on seeing this movie, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I've loved Marvel movies kind of recently. I've kind of gone from loving them to liking them, just kind of for like personal reasons. But I've always enjoyed them. I think what DC movies are really like what's the word I'm trying to look for, or the phrase I should say. They're really a needle in a haystack, you know what I mean? Like, or there's a lot of bad and then you find like one good diamond in the rough. That's what I'm trying to think for. I'm sorry, I'm still heated from not heated, but I think I'm just tired from getting so pissed off at the Wolf of Wall Street controversies. They're diamonds in the rough. There'll be a lot of bad ones. The most of the time they're enjoyable, and I figured that this one was just going to be like enjoyable, really. But when I heard that they were making another Batman movie, I was like, a Batman standalone. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I think I wanted to watch it, but not. I didn't get as hyped for it as some of my other friends were. But after seeing the movie, I really loved. I really loved it. It was a real. I mean, I think I'm even willing to bet that it's probably one of the best DC movies. And out of the Batman film series, comparing all the Batman movies, it really is one of the best. I I want to tread carefully when I say the best, because it's also a movie that I just saw. I'm still probably excited from it, so I don't want to say anything that I want to change down the line. But I mean, Pattinson playing Batman, he did a really good job. I think it is one of those Batmans that's dark and broody. So, I mean, be prepared for that. He is kind of emo in this movie, which I think was something that kind of pushed me away when I saw it in trailers. It's like, oh, he's like a little emo boy. But I guess that's really is Batman's character. I was reading, or I was watching a video of somebody else talking about the movie, and they said that when he's Bruce Wayne and Batman, there isn't really much of a distinction between the two, because even when he's Bruce Wayne, he's still very dark and broody. But I felt like it was kind of to make it more of a fair point. I think his second year as Batman. His parents are still dead. They were killed when he was a kid, but I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't just be so uplifting, happy, and joyous all the fucking time. Also, they're saying like, oh, there's not a lot of Bruce Wayne in this movie. There really isn't, but I'm fine about that. It really focuses on Batman's detective skills and his skills towards trying to solve this Riddler case. You don't really need you really don't need Bruce Wayne for that. You need Batman for that. He's going to crime scenes. He's investigating evidence. He's doing all these sorts of things. He even got his gadgets too, which were kind of reminiscent of the Arkham games too. And I like that a lot too. So I'm fine with it not being so much of a Bruce Wayne film, more of a Batman film. And I think the vibe of the movie, it's not just a comic book movie. It's not like a typical it's comic book, but it's not like a typical superhero movie where it's like good guys versus bad guys. It really is sort of like a crime drama, film noir type of film. What am I fucking saying? Film noir type of film. It's a dark, gritty crime drama, and I really like that. And another thing that I heavily enjoy that also ties into the whole like noir thing is their portrayal of Riddler. You know what I mean? He's always been a funny, wacky character, I guess. I'm not a big comic book person, but if I'm kind of going off of Jim Carrey's Riddler, he's supposed to be kind of like a comic relief, wacky, insane sort of character. But they went with more of a Zodiac killer kind of vibe, and I think that fits him a lot more. And I really enjoyed that he wasn't just some idiot, I guess I should say. Like he's a cold, calculated killer who leaves all these clues and stuff like that for Batman to discover and to try to figure out, that piece all together to his grand scheme of everything. And in the end, he thinks that like Batman's also on his side because he's I guess like a freak, kind of like him. I guess like he kind of considers Batman also against all the injustices of Gotham City that the Riddler also thinks are present, and he kind of wants to become friends with him. So that's why he's leaving all these pieces for him, so that he can, I guess, to kind of test him to see if he's as sharp and smart as Riddler is. But yeah. That was just a quick little thing I want to touch on, because I could go more into depth on what happens in the movie, but I didn't want to leave that many spoilers in. But I really like that movie. I thought I might as well touch upon it since I watched that yesterday. I watched Wolf of Wall Street today. But yeah, that will do it for this episode. We finally hit almost an hour long episode. Hell yeah! So Next movie is Schindler's List. Another 3-hour movie. Can't wait for that. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.